Welcome back to English Unfiltered, the podcast where we explore real conversations in English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. And today we're diving into that universal, just highly relatable experience of travel plans going completely off the rails.
Oh, absolutely. And to really explore this, we're going to share the story of a recent day trip we took together down to London.
Yeah, our famous London trip. But before we get into all that, I want to ask you, the listener, a question.
I'm for it.
Have you ever had a day out that wasn't exactly a total disaster, but where every single little thing, the weather, the trains, the map on your phone, just decided to test your patience?
Oh, man. Just collectively working against you.
Exactly, because to really understand how wild this specific trip got, we need to lay out what the original plan was actually supposed to be.
Right. And it was a beautiful plan.
It was.
I mean, it sounded perfectly reasonable on paper. We were going to catch a simple morning train, take a nice leisurely walk around Westminster, see Big Ben.
Maybe stroll past the London Eye.
Yeah, exactly. Find a really nice spot for lunch and then end up wandering around Covent Garden in the afternoon.
It was a great itinerary.
It really was. But we need to talk about the danger of morning confidence.
Oh, the morning confidence, yes. I mean, we woke up that morning feeling so incredibly good, like fully charged phones.
Which is huge.
Right. We had all these cafe options pre-researched. We just felt like very responsible adults.
And see, that exact moment of pure confidence, that is always a trap.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. It's like walking into a dark basement in a horror movie and saying, hey, we're so organized today. You are basically inviting the universe to teach you a terrible lesson.
That is painfully true, because we expected this really smooth ride, but unexpectedly, the train station just became a total battleground.
Yeah, totally unexpectedly, like just happening in this completely surprising way without any warning at all. We walked through the doors and bam.
Chaos.
Chaos. The departure board basically took over our entire lives the second we walked in. Oh, the departure board. Because first, we got hit with a delay.
Which is honestly the worst.
It is.
Yeah.
Because a delay is somehow worse than a cancellation.
Wait, really? How do you figure?
Think about it. If your train is canceled, you can just make a new plan. You say, okay, it's gone, let's go get breakfast. But with a delay, you just have to stand there and stare at the screen.
Hoping your intense eye contact will somehow make the train appear.
Exactly. You are trapped. And then, after we stood there forever, the dreaded loudspeaker announcement happened.
Oh, the platform change.
The platform change, which caused a massive commotion.
Yes, a huge commotion. Just this sudden wave of noise and movement as the entire crowd shifted platforms at the exact same time.
Hundreds of people groaning and power walking. And I have to say, in the middle of all that commotion, you got pretty flustered.
Okay, wait, flustered.
Yes, flustered.
I was not flustered.
You were totally flustered. Nervous, confused, rushing around. You were in full detective mode. You checked your paper ticket, you looked up at the screen, and then you checked the ticket again.
I was verifying the facts.
You were acting like a confused detective who didn't trust their own eyes.
Look, my detective mode was perfectly justified, especially considering your reaction was just, quiet panic.
Like, quiet panic is a very valid response.
It only looks calm from the outside. Inside, you were completely vibrating with stress.
Well, yeah. Because the stress didn't end when we finally got on the train.
Ah, the train ride.
The atmosphere was so hyper-specific and mildly annoying.
Everyone was so tense, and there's that one person whose music was leaking from their headphones, just that tiny scratching noise.
And the guy eating crisps across the aisle.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Just eating them with absolute unapologetic freedom.
Yeah.
Every crunch felt so loud.
It really did. So by the time we actually arrived in London, we were completely disoriented.
Yeah, disoriented is the perfect way to describe it. Just that dizzy, confused feeling where your brain needs a second to catch up to where you actually are.
Because there's so much sensory overload.
Exactly. The neon signs, the loud escalators, the smell of roasted coffee everywhere. It's a lot to process.
But then we stepped outside.
And the excitement finally returned.
It did. We reached Westminster.
Big Ben was right there looking so historic and, calm.
We had exactly 5 minutes of pure glory.
5 minutes.
Yep.
We were successful tourists. We were dodging people, trying to enjoy the view without accidentally walking into some stranger's selfie.
It was a beautiful 5 minutes, and then the weather changed.
The great turning point of the day.
Yeah. At first, it was just a light mist, right?
Right, and we completely ignored it. We were like, oh, it's fine. It's atmospheric.
We had way too much optimism and no umbrellas.
0 umbrellas.
Yeah.
And the mist turned into a steady downpour, and we ended up completely drenched.
Oh, drenched. Not just a little wet, but completely soaked right through to our skin.
Absolutely drenched. I mean, my
Yes.
jacket surrendered. My shirt gave up.
And we can't forget the tragedy of your left sock.
Oh, please, let's not talk about the sock.
We have to. Your left sock completely gave up. You stepped in what looked like solid ground.
And it was a massive puddle. Just instantly absorbed half the river. So gross.
It really proved that confidence is useful, but it is definitely not waterproof.
That is a brilliant way to put it. Confidence is not waterproof. And to make matters worse, that was exactly when we started getting hungry.
Oh, the hunger.
Hunger plus freezing rain. That is the exact recipe for turning two normally polite people into bitter enemies.
We were so close to snapping at each other.
We really were. So, wet and starving, we made the call to just abandon the Riverwalk entirely and head straight to Covent Garden early.
Right. And that is where I tried to help.
Oh, yes. You attempted to find a quicker way.
Hey, I was just trying to take a shortcut.
You took us on a detour,
Okay, yes, a detour.
which is supposed to be an intentional new route. But in your case, it was an accidental detour caused by reading a map with just way too much self-belief.
Look, the map was glitching. The little blue dot was jumping all over the place. It was very confusing.
The map wasn't having a difficult day. We were the problem.
I still blame the blue dot.
We ended up down this tiny alley behind a pub. It was a total dead end.
Fine, it was map hubris, I admit it.
Map hubris. I love that. So we finally retreat. We're standing under this tiny, dripping shop awning.
Freezing.
Freezing. We are literally debating if a packet of crisps from a corner shop counts as lunch.
It was a low point.
The lowest.
Yeah.
We realized the strict itinerary was dead. So we decided to just give up on it.
We improvised.
Yeah, we totally improvised. We stopped forcing the schedule and just adapted to the exact moment we were in.
And right across the street, we spotted this random, non-famous little side street cafe.
And we made a very impulsive decision.
Extremely impulsive, like super sudden and totally unplanned. We just ran for it.
We sprinted inside. And oh my goodness, the warmth. Sitting down in that warm yellow light, it smelled like coffee and toasted bread. It felt like absolute luxury.
I think you called it accepting defeat with coffee.
I did. And it was the best coffee I've ever had in my life.
It really tasted like survival.
It did. And, after that cafe, the rain actually slowed down
Everything just felt different.
because we stopped chasing that idea of the perfect London day. We just let the day be whatever it was going to be.
And that's when we found the bookshop.
Yes. We were just wandering, and we walked into this tiny, quiet bookshop with these really narrow shelves.
It was such a stark contrast to the morning.
Exactly. The train station was all frantic energy and bright lights, and the shop was just hushed, calm, smelling like old paper.
It was exactly what we needed.
And when we finally left the shop, the sky was kind of purple, the wet pavement was shining, and we heard this street musician.
Oh, playing the saxophone. Somewhere in the distance.
Yeah, just echoing off the buildings. And that moment, standing there, was just remarkable.
It really was remarkable. Like, truly worth noticing and remembering forever.
And it was remarkable specifically because it came after so much stress.
Yes. If the whole day had been perfectly easy, we probably wouldn't even remember that moment.
Exactly. It's like London was basically saying, hey, I'm still a beautiful city. I just wanted to make you work for it.
It demands a toll.
A toll paid in wet socks.
Fair enough.
So, looking back at all of it, the delayed train, the freezing rain, the horrible map detour, was it actually worthwhile?
Oh, absolutely.
Right, worthwhile, meaning the effort and the trouble were actually worth the reward.
100% worthwhile because, honestly, the messy parts of the day are what actually make for a good story.
They really are. Nobody wants to hear a story about a trip where the train was perfectly on time and the weather was mild.
Right, that's boring.
So boring. You want the drama. You want the flustered moments at the departure board. You want the desperate, drenched run into a random cafe.
Because that's what makes it real.
Exactly. So to wrap up our journey today, we went from the tense departure board and soaked clothes to an impulsive coffee rescue and a beautiful, quiet bookshop.
It definitely wasn't polished.
But it was real. And now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever had a trip where the wrong turn ended up being the best part of the story?
Yeah, think about your own flustered travel moments, the times you had to improvise.
We'd love to know. So keep practicing your English in the wild, even when things get a little messy. Thanks for hanging out with us on English Unfiltered.
We'll catch you in the next episode.